Now let's take a look at the settings that are now available in the new Google Calendar. We're going to go up here to the Google Gear or the settings menu. Click on that and go down to settings. We start off language, country, time format. Those are pretty self-explanatory. You can set those up how you like. You can also have multiple time zones. If you work between a couple of different time zones or you just like to know what time it is somewhere else, you can have a secondary time zone. You can also have a world clock, and I'll turn that on so we see what that looks like after we go back. Event settings, default duration. When you create an appointment, you remember how I would select a selection? Well, when you first click, whatever this is set to, that's going to be the default. And you, of course, click and drag and make it longer. But you have that option here as well. Speedy Meetings, the concept is great. I'm not sure how well it practices out, but if you set a 30-minute meeting, it's scheduled to end 5 minutes earlier. And if it's longer meetings, they're scheduled to end 10 minutes early. So again, conceptually great idea, practical, I'm not sure how well it really works. Default guest permissions. When you create an appointment and you do a meeting, there's options that you can have available for this customer. So maybe you never want them to be able to see the guest list. You can turn that off as your default. So again, this is personal preference, what you like. You can make changes per appointment, per meeting. Automatically add invitations. This is kind of nice because what it does is if you put yes, then it's going to let them know yes, you're coming if you're available. I prefer personally yes, but don't send the notification until I respond. That way it blocks off the time out of your calendar so a second person can't come and book that space. If you turned it on to no, then there would be the potential that two people could book the same space before you respond to the first one. So again, my personal preference is this yes, blocks out the time, but does not send them a meeting acknowledgement that you're coming. Notifications, desktop alert. You can play around with these, determine what you like best, what is less obtrusive. Play sounds, get your attention. Again, these view options, completely up to you. You can decide to show weekends or not show weekends. Show declined events. I'm not 100% sure why you would want to see a declined event on your calendar, but you could if you wanted to. And you could just check that box to turn it on. Show week numbers. This could be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Reduce the brightness of past events. This just after an event is over, it kind of dulls on the screen. So again, personal preference. View calendars side by side and day view. This was a much requested feature after we transitioned from Outlook to Google Calendar because people like to look at two calendars side by side. Google has now finally given that to us. And you can use it if you like. Start your week on. Again, this is personal preference, what you like when you look at a calendar. Set custom view. And I'll show you the custom view when we get out of settings. But this is just a feature where you can look at a set number of days. And I have mine currently set to 5 days. Alternate net calendars. I don't have any of these turned on, but as you scroll through, you can see what they are and if you need to see one. Automatically add events from Gmail to your calendar, but make them only visible to yourself. That's kind of a nice feature because it starts blocking that time off in your calendar so it can't be double booked. Scheduling. This is really nice. I have mine set from 9 to 4:30. I really do not want meetings before 9 a.m. and I don't want meetings after 4:30. So if someone tries to book a meeting with me at 8:30, they're going to get a warning when they save the meeting request that this is outside my working hours. I still get the meeting invite. I still have the option of saying decline or accept, but it gives them a warning. Keyboard shortcuts, I'm a huge fan of those. You do have to enable it for calendar just like you had to enable it for Gmail. Again, typing a question mark will show you all of the available shortcut keys. And then mobile setup, and I will hopefully remember to blur out my cell phone number in the final video. But this is just for your phone and working with that, personal preference here as well. Now, To go back so I can show you, right now I am set to 5 days. That's, that special one. I see today and the next 4 days. Again, up here, as we talked about in an earlier video, we can change how we view it. I like to see today's events and what's moving forward. Again, personal preference, a lot of abilities to customize the calendar to the way you work. That's it for the settings, and have a great day.